Good evening, everyone. It's about 8 o'clock here on this Monday night. We did want to bring you an update here on Facebook about what we're learning overnight as we head into this very cold winter night here in Central Texas. Again, Brian Mays here in the studio. I'll be joined by Erica Lopez with that forecast in just a bit, but I want to touch on a couple of things before we get to that. You're looking at the Austin Energy outage map. We've been keeping an eye on this over the last 24 hours, really, and have seen this number fluctuate significantly, especially since about 4 o'clock this afternoon. At one point, it was about 175,000 customers without power. That number has now jumped back up to over 212,000 Austin Energy customers without power. That's just over 40% of their entire customer roster with Austin Energy. That number, we're told, won't change a whole lot as we go through the overnight hours. Expect, if your power is out now, expect that to remain the same for the next several hours, perhaps even into the day tomorrow because of these rolling outages they've had over the last 24 hours or so. I also want to update you on some news we've learned since we last talked at about 6:30 this evening. The Austin Airport announcing today that they are going to cancel all inbound and outbound flights coming up tomorrow. So no flights in or out of Austin Bergstrom International Airport tomorrow as you take a live look at the roads. Again, Austin police, first responders warning everyone the roads are still extremely treacherous to drive. You don't want to be out if you at all can stay home tonight. This is not what you want to see. A lot of traffic on the roadways. That snow has fallen, but a lot has melted over the course of the day, and now it's turned to ice. So in many places, the conditions are even worse now. You can see some cars there on the roads tonight. We want to keep that at the forefront. Traveling is not advised at all. We do know some good news from Cap Metro. Of course, their services were shut down today for the most part. Cap Metro will be back up and running with Metro buses beginning at 10 a.m. tomorrow. So if you do have an essential job and need a way to get there, Cap Metro again running beginning again tomorrow at 10 a.m. UT Austin canceling all classes until at least Thursday morning at 8 a.m. So no class tomorrow, no class on Wednesday now. Also AISD out of class tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. So no Austin ISD classes until at least Friday. We'll update that as we learn more. Again, the statewide number of power outages now over 1.5 million, with more than 212,000 of those right here in the Austin area. And as Erica joins me now, Erica, those numbers are really hard to see because we know how cold it's going to get tonight.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's going to get so cold that the National Weather Service has issued a hard freeze warning. That's in effect tonight through noon tomorrow because temperatures are going to struggle to get outside of that hard freeze criteria. I'm forecasting temperatures across Central Texas as cold as 0 degrees for the actual temperature outside. Here's a look at your forecast lows tonight. So we're going to continue to drop rapidly. Winds aren't as breezy as what we had last night. Skies have cleared slightly, so that's going to allow something called radiational cooling to occur. So that's why temperatures tonight will actually be a few degrees cooler than last night. Our forecast low is 3 degrees. That's our official forecast from the KVUE storm team. On top of that, we still have a wind chill warning. Winds will still be sustained around 10 miles an hour. Any type of movement within the wind is still going to make it feel much colder outside when we're talking about temperatures as cold as near 0. So tonight we're also under a wind chill warning. That's in effect through Tuesday morning. Because you factor in that wind, it's going to feel as cold as 10 degrees below 0. So let's talk about how cold it could feel. Again, area-wide, we're talking sub-zero temperatures tonight. This is why it's extremely dangerously cold, especially with all the power outages out there. Satellite radar showing snow has cleared. Here's the winter storm that has brought historic snowfall accumulation for Texas. It's been the biggest storm that we've seen, at least snowfall accumulation wise, in the last 72 years. 6.4 inches is our official accumulation out at Camp Mabry. I've seen plenty of snowfall reports that exceed half a foot. This is Austin's third largest snowfall on record. Again, the most snow we've seen since 1949. Okay, get ready for this part of the forecast. Another winter storm warning has been issued this evening. Now, this is for another winter storm that in effect from 6 p.m. Tuesday evening through 6 a.m. Thursday. We've been warning you, there's going to be a series of these storms. The good news is that this is the last series of the systems that will be pushing through with this series that we've been intact. Freezing rain is expected again late Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Then temperatures get cold enough for the possibility of another wintry mix, still including some sleet, possibly some pockets of still freezing rain, and we can't rule out some flurries. We're not expecting a major snowfall accumulation with the system. It's really going to be mainly an ice threat. We're talking accumulation exceeding 1/10 of an inch, closer to 1/4 of an inch for isolated spots. Here's how it's all going to play out. We have another system developing in the Pacific that's moving through late Tuesday night into Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be the biggest day with this. Notice we're smack dab in the middle in that ice threat. Not quite cold enough for snow, not quite warm enough for rain. But with the middle criteria, that's where we get the ice development. And then we have another little round that will hang around through Thursday morning until we completely clear out. Still in that ice zone threat, as we'll be kind of flirting with that freezing line. Another good news to the forecast, at least, is that as we head into the weekend, I see finally a light at the end of the tunnel. A zonal flow's in place. We'll dry out, we'll warm up. Temperatures are back to seasonable conditions. So hang on tight. Really cold temperatures is going to be our main concern tonight. We're talking 3 degrees for your forecast low. Wind chills will feel as cold as -10 degrees late Tuesday night into Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be the main day you want to watch out for. But again, until then, we're just urging you to stay off the roads because any moisture that was on the ground, it is hard, rock solid, slippery, frozen. And that's going to be the trend up until about Thursday. I don't even think by all of Thursday we'll be completely in the clear. Another freeze intact. I think we'll be safe on the roads by this weekend. That's going to be my safest bet. Here's the good news. Our 8 to 14 day temperature outlook showing us glimmer of hope for a warm-up. Above average temperatures are expected, and this is the first time I've been able to say above average temperatures with a smile on my face. Just saying, we're looking forward to it. 7-day forecast again. Please be safe out there. We have a few more days of the treacherous conditions. Check on your loved ones. The 4 Ps: pets, plants, pipes, people. Let's pull together and get through these next few days before we finally get to warm up and be much safer by this weekend.